great performance. We have awards.
Joining us for a conversation on green freight transportation at the Council of Supply Chain Management Professionals, Rick Blasgen. Rick, welcome.
Thanks, glad to be here.
Rick, let's talk about the CSCMP and its transportation management scenario. Walk us through, what are your needs, what are you doing these days, and what are you doing to ensure that sustainability, which surely must be top of mind, is something that is actually achieved at CSCMP?
Sure. Well, great. Well, as you well know, logistics costs in the United States is about $1.3 trillion, or almost 8% of GDP. Of that, transportation is about 63%. So first of all, it's a big number. So I think, making transportation more productive and efficient, both for the economy as well as the environment, is certainly doable. And I think forward-thinking companies are figuring out ways to move more freight and less empty miles, which of course produces a more efficient transportation run, if you will, at a lower cost, but also has an impact on the environment around us. So I think, savvy professionals are always thinking about ways to make sure that that's happening within their network.
Well, let's talk about what would make companies realize that sustainability is or should be a priority in their company. So what are the opportunities that they can avail themselves of?
Well, sure. I mean, the Environmental Protection Agency's Smart Way program sort of listed out the benefits to a program, and their partners are achieving those benefits through more efficient fuel opportunities with tractors that they're purchasing, more efficient and effective equipment that's helping them accomplish those goals. But even just the fact of moving freight and not air is very important in terms of achieving that goal. So I think the benefits are twofold. Number one, you're able to move more freight at a better cost, and you're able to do it while you're impacting less negatively the environment around you. So I think savvy professionals are considering both of those when they consider how they set up their network and how they design their modes of transportation.
You mentioned the EPA Smart Way initiative. Let me just ask you, since this is something that CSCMP is utilizing, what are the benefits that you personally, or at least the organization, has realized from being involved in that program?
Well, I think it's important that we recognize great performance. We have awards such as our Distinguished Service Award, our new Hall of Fame Award, Emerging Leaders Award, and partnering with Smart Way for them to give their awards is very important to us. It has an impact on what we as supply chain professionals accomplish. I consider us as an organization that makes the lives of those around us better by bringing goods and services to those that need it all over the world. And our U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Smart Way partnership is an example of what we can do right here at home to positively affect the environment around us through efficient and effective transportation means.
Well, one way that companies can influence their transportation providers surely is to insist that they be involved in the EPA Smart Way program. Is that something that CSCMP is doing?
We do encourage that. Because of the benefits, and many of the forward-thinking providers or trucking organizations are certainly participating in that, and most of the shippers understand the program, and they would encourage their partners in terms of transportation providers to be part of that program as well. So I think there's a benefit for everybody in this one.
I want to turn now to partnerships and collaboration, and let's just explore how that can drive innovation. What would you say?
Well, if you think about the logistics industry, for years we had partnerships. Maybe they weren't called collaboration at the time, but you had third-party logistics providers marrying up with retailers and manufacturers on either side of that supply chain, trying to manage what they understand to be their core competency to do things better. So if we can work together in terms of sharing information within key participants of the supply chain, that's collaboration. We're going to be able to understand how inventory can flow a little better at a cheaper price, and therefore everyone benefits just from that partnering and that collaboration.
I want to talk about careers in this space. If you were to look into your crystal ball right now, looking down the road a number of years, how do you see careers developing in supply chain management?
That's a great question. Right now the discipline is exploding. All of our students, our supply chain majors from major universities, are getting job offers 8, 10, 12 months before they graduate. There's not enough of them. So one of the goals of the council is how do we push this as a destination career into lower levels of our educational system? So people in grade school and high school understand that, like other major functions, this is a very dynamic an appealing destination for me to get into, a career that I can apply for when I'm thinking about college, as opposed to stumbling across it when they get into a college or university. So I think the opportunities for supply chain professionals, first of all, I can't think of a more global discipline, and one where you can advance a common agenda, work with teams in a dynamic way, is really an outstanding and rewarding and appealing career for young folks who are coming into this discipline.
Final question, but returning to the freight situation once again. Lessons learned that you and folks at CSCMP have learned and you think are applicable to the future of freight. What would you say?
I think a big part of it is relationships. We have to work between shipper and transportation provider in a more strategic way. Not just, every now and then it's a shipper's market and then it's a manufacturer's market or a carrier's market, and we beat each other up over a nickel a hundredweight. Those days are gone. We have to be much more strategic and much more thoughtful about the relationships we're going to build between logistics provider and shipper so that we can do things together that benefit both of those entities for the long term.
Well, great overview. And clearly as the head of CSCMP, you are extraordinarily busy here at the conference. But Rick, you found time to sit down and speak with us. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, and thanks for all you do to help our industry.
It's Rick Blasgen, CSCMP, and speaking with us today about green freight transportation and the Smart Way initiative at CSCMP. Thank you for watching.